loud. Hello everyone, it is April 28th, 2025, and this is Clearwater Beach. This is not the most beautiful view you could see, but it's an important message to you because since we had a bunch of hurricanes last year, guys, not all the public bathrooms are restored yet because it's been just half a year since then, but we have some. The weather is very nice, good for vacation. It's right now 85 degrees. And the temperature of the water is 78 degrees. So it's pretty much nice to have some beach vacation. As a local, I do prefer when it's 88 degrees. The water is 88 degrees, but I'm still pleased with 78. There is a very good view from that bar on top of the roof. I've been there once. I was not impressed by anything, by food or by drinks. Everything is just very basic and regular. But the view is very good. And the atmosphere is pretty much nice too. But that's not my favorite place over here anyways. Honestly, I'm not probably the person who would be the good one to listen for advices for restaurants because I'm not a big fan of eating out. I like to cook myself, the food that I like. Who knows better than me about my preferences? Probably no one. And also I'm a spoiled European person, and I am a big fan and lover of Mediterranean food, but majority of the restaurants over here like basic American food, American menu. There is a Greek place in here. I don't believe it will go anywhere that direction, but it exists here. Thank you guys for the likes. There's one already. Live music. This restaurant was unlucky. During the hurricane, they had to renew all the outside furniture and a lot of inside because the storm surge was really bad. Everything was flooded over here. Nothing survived. I know that the people whose houses are built a little bit above the level of the land, like the first floor is usually just like garage and nothing else, and they were pretty much lucky. It saved them at this case, but still they had to renew all the garage and everything. majority of the hotels are open again, so you can book your stay here and come visit us. And as far as I know, the prices are still the same. However, we do have a lot of hotels that got destroyed, the old ones, and the new hotels, like very fancy, built on those spots. And those newer hotels are way more expensive than the old ones, but they're worth it. I believe it's way more pleasure to stay in a nice, freshly built place than in some very old, poorly maintained place. But it's also cool to have like options for any budget too. Not everyone is rich, or not everyone is willing to go into big debt just for a vacation. There are 3 likes already. Thank you guys. It's Pier 60, the very famous place. Like, I don't know if they do have some performances at night, at Sunset Celebration night, during the weekdays, because it's Monday. But I know Friday and weekend they have guys who would entertain you. And there's some people selling stuff, create stuff, selling stuff. So if you come visit, you can buy something from Memories, or just look.
Indiana.
More people like me. Thank you. There's some fun stuff. This is not free. You will have to pay. I don't know how much are the rides, but they're like inflated water slides, trampolines, and more stuff. We did have the Sugar Sand Festival, and some people who know how to do stuff were supposed to create some sculptures out of the sand. I don't know if it's over or they're still in progress. Yesterday there was a crowd over here. Today it's pretty much nice. There are people, but not crowded. The tide is low, as you see. It's usually, the water starts usually around this area, but it's very, very far away from the shore now. No red tide again, and the water is pretty much nice and clear. So they did not lie when they called this place Clearwater. The pier was pretty much broken after the hurricane, but they slowly are working on going back to normal. Hopefully this year we'll skip all the direct hit of hurricanes. The rest of it is still closed.
Close.
They used to charge $1 to get to the end of the pier to eliminate the crowd, to make sure everything is safe. But it's closed now. We got lots of new hotels in past, I don't know, like 7-10 years. I would say like mostly like 7 years. And they are growing up so fast, and they're like more building up. And this place looks nicer and nicer every year. This side is always a little more crowded than the other one. Look how huge these slides are. And the other one is like more kid friendly. They have like 3. The little kid friendly, the kid friendly, and all the crazy people friendly. We're slowly getting out of the pier. And I don't know, where should we go? Left or right? I can't decide.
Okay, where?
Alright, getting out finally. So we decided to go left because I figured out on the right there is no like poor internet connection without provider. Not good for streaming. This beautiful lawn, it doesn't look that beautiful, but hopefully with the rain it will look better. We usually have movie nights, free movie nights with inflatable screen for everyone who comes to join on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. But I have no idea when the season starts for movie nights. Maybe it started already, maybe not. I'll have to check for next time. Palm trees, they look better last year, but since they got affected by the salt water, I guess it didn't work too well for them. But maybe that's a different reason why they don't look so well anymore. Maybe it's just the dry season. A majority of the businesses that were affected by hurricane got remodeled and reopened. It was pretty much devastating. They had to bring out everything. Like everything, the equipment, all the stuff that they had over there for sale, everything was destroyed by salt water. But now, like almost everything is back to normal.
Sure and get her something shiny for me, all right? I do
Sure.
it myself, but I gave up pillaging.
Okay.
Don't
Good.
forget to tell us to be.
Next time. So this Starbucks is pretty much nice. They were lucky. They were open like a couple days right after they got the power in this place. So they were not affected by storms or somehow. Actually, all of these businesses were fine on this side. But the businesses and other buildings were affected, unfortunately. Like not all the showers are back to their spots. I mean like public showers, beach showers. But there are showers, they exist. But not everywhere. Not as many as we used to have out here. This place, this Clearwater Beach, this island was having a priority since like that's the main vacation destination. They got their permits really fast compared to a lot of other people.
Gonna make it right.
Like the place where I live, we got our pool completely destroyed because it became one single pond. with pond, with lots of other ponds around. So all the equipment was destroyed, and the clubhouse was not doing very well. And they got the permit just like a month ago. But how bad was the line? Because we were not the priority, I guess. Thank you guys for being with us and for your likes. That's so nice of you.
I'm playing the snow again, and here I am, turning the page.
Look at this restaurant that's pretty much crowded, guys. So it means that people are still coming. Probably not everyone that they had their vacation time for spring break yet. There is public parking with like 4 floors, I guess, maybe even 5. And the prices over there are not the most expensive. I don't know, maybe $3 an hour, maybe 4. But I don't think more than that. Tiny little shops. Not shops, but you know what I'm talking about. Tiny little businesses. So the atmosphere is pretty much nice. It's not very crowded, but I still feel like vacation vibes in here. Sometimes I come here and I feel like I just went for a walk, and some other days I come here and I feel like I went on vacation. I joined the crowd. This is not sounding like live music. Pretty much nice though. We're going to the opposite side of the island, opposite from the beach. palm trees everywhere. All right. You see, French's is a local kind of chain restaurants and cafes, and everywhere something unusual, irregular, and maybe some just in these restaurants. And there is also stuff that like very popular, like French fries, fish burgers, just regular burgers. Yeah, this is the parking garage. What? It says parking rates $9.20 up to 1 hour. OMG, it's way so much more expensive. Okay, never mind, guys, don't come here. Find another parking, but not the parking garage. It used to be $2, but I guess it was a very long time ago. When it just opened, it was $2. But it was like 7 years ago, I guess. This is actually Mediterranean / Greek place. Nice, refreshing food. They usually have a little more people in here, but I guess the big season is not here yet. Super quiet. Seems like a horror movie. Another Broken Egg Cafe. I guess it's like a breakfast place. Yes, breakfast and brunch. And we've been here already, just a couple steps away from here. So it's back streets of Clearwater Beach. I would say like sometimes we go, because we're bored to be here every weekend, we go to Sarasota and their beaches. And I would say like their beaches look nicer than ours for some reason, and cleaner, and even like their downtown areas, nice little like walking areas are a little cleaner and nicer. So you can come over there too. Maybe we'll go one day and swim in Sarasota. Siesta Key Beach, Lido Beach, Longboat. What else is there? Anna Maria Island. So we'll see. We've never been to, I can't say never, but we have not visited Fort Myers Beach for a while. We used to go and see how they are coming back to normal life after Hurricane Ian made the landfall over there. It was way worse than here. Way worse than here. Because half of the town was just swept away. And I guess the last time we've been there like 2 years after. And I guess we can come back and visit them and bring some of our money there for their businesses.
Without getting in trouble.
Fire truck! We didn't see their very fancy, newly built fire station. It was like over $8 million invested in there. They had a very old building built in like 1950s, and they needed more space and stronger building because fire stations are considered to be safe places for natural disasters. But I'm pretty sure they evacuate the whole fire station, the whole staff out of here because no one is going to risk people's life. This was completely remodeled. All this side of businesses, they all were completely remodeled. Is always there, but I guess there's such kind of a business everywhere. At least everywhere in Florida. Sorry, I lost my voice for a second. We like to go to Key West a lot, and they do really have those kind of businesses there too.
All the girls. Girls turn.
I have no idea what happened today, but yesterday night there was a bad accident. A boat was involved in a hit-and-run accident, and they bumped very bad our Clearwater ferry with about 45 people on board. Unfortunately, one person passed away and many got injuries. And it was nasty, and I don't know if they found who was responsible for that accident or did not. I didn't find the information yet. Here we are back to Pier 60, and we're going somewhere else. I do not know where yet. Probably on the beach. I don't know what happened to this beautiful grass. It was like nice, tiny grass. Very similar to the grass they like to plant on some areas of golf courses. But this grass doesn't look well. Good job. 3 weeks ago was there for the first time, but it was windy, cloudy. 67 degrees. It was like that 3 weeks ago, you're right. Thank you for the bringing back your memories. You're welcome. I also like to watch YouTubers who are showing me places from my life where I have been, where I want to go, or where I lived. It's so much nicer now, actually, or maybe it would be nicer with the 67 degrees. But I personally prefer when it's hot on the beach.
They did that and then they shit on my head. I was like, what? Yeah, when they say, screw this guy.
That's the playground. Honestly, it looks like they replaced some stuff, but I'm not sure. It's pretty much nice and calm today. I would enjoy this kind of vacation because I don't. It looks like actually a festival of the Sand Figures is over. Oh, there's a shower. Yeah, at least one is existing. And there's another one. They slowly are still restoring everything, adding up the stuff. I'm pretty sure 2 weeks later they will add more and more stuff. A couple months ago I have been here and even they didn't have enough trash cans everywhere. They had enough because there were not too many people on the beach, but they used to have more. But now they have way more than it was 2 months ago. This drinking fountain was completely buried. I don't know if that's the new one or it's the old one. I have no idea if it works. Yay! There's water. That's what I missed because I don't like crowds. Because the Sugar Sand Festival is always a crowd. We have this kind of festivals pretty much everywhere on each and every beach during the year. We used to have dunes on this beach, but they were completely gone with the storm surge. I don't know if they are going to make them again, because dunes are important for environment, so we need them. lifeguard station Tower Zero. They say 79 degrees in the Gulf. High tide and low tide is right now 7:21 p.m. But the high tide was in the middle of the day. Nice. But lifeguards are here kind of like 9 to 5, I guess. Can you imagine lifeguard is a 9 to 5 job? That sounds funny. The seagulls, pelicans. Nice wall art, Clearwater Beach. I'm wondering who's the artist, because it's cute. When I started to live in Florida, it was when it was like 11 years ago. We moved here, and there was this hotel didn't exist yet. It was just like a piece of land without pavement, just dirt, and some people were charging like $10 for parking. Nice old days, but honestly with the hotel it looks so much better. People are enjoying. There's a beach, and I almost interrupted myself saying that there's lots of beach rentals everywhere. However, they usually put it away at 5 o'clock. I don't know if they mind if you stay longer and then put it away on your own. I have no idea.
Okay, now no peace sign, okay? Don't just put your hands by the side.
There's another shower tower. Yay! With the famous signature turtle. We have turtle nesting season, and I guess it's coming soon, unless it's already here. Also, stingrays are in season, and they're always in season. As long as you want to go in the water, they are in season, so be careful with them. Or at least make a research in advance and know how to help yourself, and the worst you should take the help, medical help, if something actually happens to you. Most likely no one will die from stingray injuries, but it's still better to be prepared and informed and know what should be done next. This little, actually that's not a little, that's pretty much a big, I don't know what is that, rotunda. There's just like a little convenience store. They have some snacks in there, drinks, and shirts, and like memory making things like Florida or Clearwater Beach labeled stuff like magnets, photo frames, and so on. Little things that tourists like to pay money for. You know what I'm talking about. We're always doing that when we are on vacation. We want to bring something for memories, especially if it was a good vacation. More showers. sunsets right now are past 8 o'clock, like 8:03, 8:05, something like that. But it's still like almost an hour until sunset, and honestly I'm not willing to stay till sunset today because it's Monday and tomorrow is Tuesday and everyone has to go to work and school, and I do not have time, unfortunately, to stay past sunset because there is a big fat traffic after the sunset all the time, and I wish I could leave before the traffic starts, because whatever takes 20 minutes may take 2 hours, and I don't have those 2 extra hours, unfortunately. Because honestly, I would stay and show you the sunset. Maybe we can try to do it on Friday, but we'll see how it goes. People, I don't suggest you to eat anything on the beach. Hide somewhere when you want to eat snacks because seagulls are evil. Once a seagull stole food almost out of my mouth. It was almost in my mouth. I almost put it in my mouth and just grabbed it out of there, in between my mouth and my fingers. And they also like to poop on you. And that's the least enjoyable experience you can get from your vacation. That's it, guys. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all the likes. I hope I will see you next time. Eventually we'll be back, and we will definitely show you more of our area. We cannot do it every day, definitely. Too much and too many of responsibilities in this life. But we can do it sometimes in a while. No weekend live streams, definitely. Maybe just morning weekend live streams. But the night is like, it's really difficult to get to the beach. Even like if you walk to the beach during the weekend, past like 10:30 in the morning, it's really difficult to get here. Everyone wants to go on the beach on the weekend, and we cannot blame them. It's a nice way to spend your weekend. All right, bye-bye everyone. Have a beautiful night.